I do a lot of work. I come back from the office, I buy a pizza, I enjoy my normal Friday night routine, and then I continue to work until 2 a.m. And this is how I got here. Good morning, Passport holder. Today is May 6th, 2016, day 553 of the vlogs. And today's off to another kind of weird start. So I woke up well before 8 a.m. Forced myself to finally start working at 8. Worked until about 9:30, jumped a shower, and now we're looking at 10:45. Yeah. So Clinton's captions are almost finished. I should be able to finish those up before I go to work. Right now I'm watching him play because I'm eating lunch at 10:45 because I'm super hungry. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Watch him hang out, and then it's vlog edit, upload, all that stuff. And then my final, if I can hit it, is going to be doing the transcription on Ask Gary V number 203, which went live at I think it was 7 a.m. Pacific, which is super early for the Ask Gary V show. So I don't know if they're testing a different release time or what, but I'm gonna have to transcribe that. My hope is that I can get that done because I did well on my test this week, so therefore I have full video rights, which gives me the opportunity to actually work on this stuff while I'm at the part-time gig without getting harassed by supervisors and things like that. So my hope is I can get all of those finished, get caption files back for today's releases, and just get those all done, and maybe have a Friday night where I can take the entire night off. I know I keep telling myself that a day off is coming, but I would love to see it actually happen. So I hope you guys are having a good day. Let's get this one started. It is that time again. It is 1:05. It is time for me to go to work. My last kind of short shift for the week, although I will try and opt out of the one tomorrow and see what happens there. Had a very interesting conversation with my former roommate in college, Nate, who was in the vlogs because I was actually at his wedding a few months back, and he had some questions about captioning because it was something that came up with his job. They're doing some big marketing pushes, and they want to do a lot more video, and so there was questions about captioning, and so Nate pinged me, talked about translations and translating in multiple languages and how the cost structure of that works, and kind of gave him a rundown of what the industry kind of looks like right now. And he was interested in, and it sounds like that he's going to pass that information along to whoever was asking for it. But more interesting, and this is kind of a random thing, is that when I got back here in November, or October really, I ended up applying for a job at his company, at the company that he works at, before I joined the other gig that was December, and never heard anything back, and didn't think really anything of it. And now come to find out that, new year, new budget, they've got a lot more budget for marketing. So, I don't know if I'm 100% oh my gosh, I want to go to corporate job, right? That stated, it would definitely alleviate some of the financial stress. Not that I'm having a ton right now, but, I'm getting close to that red line where I have to really begin to worry and start making cuts and making decisions. And especially with a pretty hectic travel schedule next month, I'm expecting more expenses. So trying to figure out kind of how I want to make all of this work. And having a corporate job would definitely help with some of that. And it would give me a heck of a lot more funds to go out and do some marketing for the business. So I don't know. It's early steps, right? Nothing's even been set up. It's just kind of feeling it out. And so having someone on the inside and someone who I know, trust, and like, in one of my good buddies, Nate, it makes it 10 times more likely that I will get a call if we get to that point. That said, gotta go to work. I've got 2 caption files in queue right now. Clintus is today, so I finished his other one from yesterday this morning. That was easy enough to do, shipped that off to him. I'm about 60% of the way done with his current episode, which is a short episode at under 9 minutes, so I should be able to finish that at work. And then I've got the 30-minute long Ask Gary V 203, which I'm expecting to be about 2.5 hours worth of work, because it looks like he has 3 guests, very likely 7 people in the room again, and going to be a ton of crosstalk, which will be so much fun to caption. And then I'll finish up the night, hopefully, doing my captions, my cards, annotations, playlists, all of my channel maintenance so that I can make it past midnight and request an early out for tomorrow's shift. That's the plan. Let's get on the 202. (18:01), done with the shift, but my goodness, it looks like there's a huge storm rolling to Phoenix tonight. Even though it's only showing about a 50% chance of rain, it looks gnarly. At this point, I'm going to not head directly home. I'm going to stop off at a Little Caesars or other pizza joint, whichever one strikes my fancy and is the way that I end up going home, because there are a number of different ways I could go home. I just want to be super lazy tonight, and with me just not having a ton of energy today, much easier for me just to have that, especially given the fact that I think tonight is the season finale of The Amazing Race. So if I've got that, then that means that I don't know if they're doing a 2-hour finale this year like they have in the past. The last couple of years have only been a single hour, and I think they've done better. So I think it will be interesting to see if that is the case. But I don't want to have to worry about food or cooking or any of that. It's not worth it for me right now. So I'm going to grab a pizza, and then I'm going to go into my normal Friday night routine. The only other news is the fact that Gary decided to drop his hour-long Vayner World Talk in London. I have no idea why he's dropping this. It happened like 8 weeks ago. But that now basically entirely eliminates my ability to have a day off this weekend. So that's not fun, but you know, this is going to come to an end very soon. I've been very transparent with you guys about that. You know, his month-to-month contract expires here in the next 12 days, and yeah, I've told him that we're not continuing in the way that we are, so we'll see kind of how it all shakes out. But it is what it is. Like, I mean, I can't dedicate this much time to a single account, and especially one that doesn't pay me enough money to warrant that amount of time. So, but off we go to the pizza joint. Short little clip here. Amazing Race was not the season finale. That's next week. Sad to see Bernie and Ashley go. I thought they were very, very good in the race, and I thought they played a lot of things right. 5 second places in a row. They were contenders, but you know, the race got to them eventually, and that sucks. Shark Tank was good. There were a couple of deals in there that I thought were a little funny, but it is what it is. A couple of businesses that were doing some really weird things. You know, certain businesses that were totally focused on retail that made no sense to me at all. But that is done. My relaxation for Friday is over. This is, as I've said before, this is like in the TV cycle, this time period, those 2 shows are the only 2 shows that I watch. I don't watch anything else. At least not in a like appointment TV kind of way. So at this point, it's back into the grind. I'll probably be here for, my guess is, about 2 to 3 hours. I may sneak a second dinner break in there because while the pizza that I had was good, I just know that it always sits a little light, and so if I go into full work mode a couple hours from now, I'm going to need to eat again. So first up is finishing up Clintus's, 1496, I believe it is today. Getting that all done, and then I've got AGV 203, which I've got to dictate and then correct and do the initial auto timing on, and then I'll leave for final review until tomorrow when I get done with work. You know, my hope is to begin to start to crank up the turnaround times on these if I am doing them myself, which
I could have outsourced this one. I can still outsource the transcription, and then I'll do all the extra work on it for the VaynerWorld hour-long talk. I'm on the fence about that, though, because it is costly. It is not cheap for me to do. The question is 6 hours of my time worth the, we'll call it $100 that I'll spend, and then my time on top of that in order to time and correct and do all the things that need to be done, because the transcriptions that come back are not caption complete. So that does crush me a little bit, just a little bit. So I'm trying to figure out kind of the way to make this all work, and I just, haven't figured it out yet. So that stated, doing the grind, do the work, go do the work. That's what I'm doing. It is 2:04 a.m. It is my kill time, especially given the fact that tomorrow I've got an early shift at work. I have already requested my early out of it, so if I do get it approved, which is a coin flip given the last week and the fact that they haven't had a single day where you could early out of a shift. If I do get it cut, though, it is at 3:45. On the upside, about half of the Ask Gary V 203 is not only transcribed but corrected. So the next bits will be finishing that correction very likely while I am at work tomorrow, coming back here, getting the timing done, doing a final run on it, and then kicking that over the team, and then starting the work on the hour-long VaynerWorld talk, which, once again, to have 90 minutes worth of content dropped on me today, when I was so close to actually having a weekend, is just borderline crushing. But this is the life I'm signing up for. I gotta go do some more work. But it is what it is. So I will say thank you guys for your time and your attention. I will continue to do this grind over the next couple of days in order to try and clear my board once and for all, including my own channel. Like, that is becoming a priority for me on Sunday, is that all of my back work on my channel has to be handled. I'm not going to allow myself to get away with it for any longer. Remember, though, you never stumble upon opportunity by standing still. So go do cool stuff and keep going while you're in the middle of getting to cool stuff. It's not always just rainbows and unicorns on the way there. Bye for now.